Hello, this is Stephen Story once again with tips on trading. I've received a lot of attention, a lot of feedback, good, really positive feedback about the videos I've done for tips on trading regarding the market maker broker versus the ECN broker. So I'd like to give you some additional information. The reason is because there's a little phenomenon going on in the market now with a lot of the market makers wanting to shift over to appearing to be ECN brokers. And I say the word appearing for a reason. There's a difference between a true ECN broker and what I'm calling a counterfeit ECN broker. A market maker takes the counter trade position against you. They trade through a dealing desk on the opposite side of your trade, of course, and they're taking risk. They're also in a conflict of interest. And because they're at risk in a conflict of interest trading against you, their motivation is to make sure you don't succeed very well as a trader. Because you're trading right out of their own liquidity pool. You're taking money right out of their own pocket when you win your trades. So this phenomenon, because of more information getting out there about the differences between market makers and ECN brokers, we're seeing some of our market makers begin to shift over to this appearance of being ECN. And they're doing this by claiming that they no longer have a dealing desk. And I really believe they're getting rid of their dealing desk. The dealing desk means they don't place a person in the opposite side of that trade anymore from that particular brokerage. But does that make them a true ECN? No, it doesn't. So let's take a look at the true qualifications of an ECN and how you can test that, and also how you can tell the difference between a counterfeit. All right? The market maker who wants to look like an ECN, claim to be ECN, to draw more traffic from those looking for ECN brokers, but still reaps the benefits of the market maker, is the one who is really serving the interest of the counter trading bank or their liquidity provider, into whose hands they place the control of their trade platform. Now this is really what makes the difference between whether you're a true ECN or not. Who controls the trade platform? Who controls the manipulation of variable spread rates? Who controls whether or not they can invisibly increase that spread rate midstream of the trade or not? Who controls the manipulation of a spike that they can give you in the data feed? A false spike that does some stop hunting or stop sweeping. If you see any of that type of activity going on in your trade platform, this is not a true ECN broker. Those are the telltale signs of a counterfeit ECN broker. They may say they're ECN, they may say they no longer have a dealing desk, but you want to know who controls the trade platform. Is your liquidity provider in charge of that? Is the counter trading bank in charge of that? Can they see my trades? Can they identify who I am still? And do they have the ability to manipulate the spread rates in the variations, as well as the interpretation of what a faster moving market is or is not? If they have control of that, they are not a true ECN broker that you're working with. They've simply placed it in the hands of a third party so that they can now claim, we no longer have a dealing desk. Well, the third party has now become the dealing desk. The third party is still doing the same thing as a market maker, so nothing's really changed for you as a trader. Maybe they don't have a dealing desk for that broker, but you as a trader still have to deal with all the same tactical maneuvers that manipulate and sabotage and interfere with your trades. Some of these counterfeit ECN brokers may do it more or less, or what I should be saying is their third party who now handles that may do it more or less than another, the same way market makers did it more or less. But you don't want to be in that position. That's not conducive to you as a trader. You want the true ECN broker. Well, here are the symptoms or the characteristics you want to look for the true ECN broker. First, they're a neutral position. Second, they don't have a dealing desk. Third, they provide Rouse technology, a bridge, or Boston technology. I prefer the Rouse technology bridge. It prevents the counter trading bank. There's always a bank offering trades somewhere, but it prevents that bank from identifying who you are as the trader. They don't see your trades. They don't see your strategies on the trade platform. And it's the true ECN broker who manages that trade platform in a neutral environment, so that you have the most level playing field. They will also, let's just say like they're ECN brokers now that are starting to use more of the MetaTrader 4 platforms, which I think are great. I'm glad more ECNs are using that. But if they don't turn off the virtual dealer that is built inside of that ECN broker, of that MetaTrader platform, it's still going to perform like a market maker's platform. Because MetaTrader designed the MetaTrader 4 with a built-in virtual dealer that acts on behalf of and can be adjusted and modified by a market maker to act in their interest and to trade against you or to interfere with your trades to a certain extent, to give you the types of delays that you don't want to see when you're trying to close a trade. The last thing you want when you close a trade is to have to wait for 15 seconds with a please wait window that shows up on your screen. Well, you want the trade closed now at an optimal point before the market can pull it back into a negative position. So if you're going to be a true ECN broker using the MetaTrader 4 platform, you have to turn off the virtual dealer software functions. You have to make sure you strip that out. Then you can provide a level trading field that's a very fair trading field with minimal types of delays. The only delays you'll ever see there would be the types of delays that are natural to the true interbank market system that happen because of liquidity issues that are actual, not the contrived type that a market maker will pretend to have. And they'll be minimal, almost zero. You'll find a very, very different environment. If you see that type of trading environment, you're probably working with an ECN broker. You just check out, once again, do they provide the bridge technology that blinds or prevents the bank from identifying who you are or interfering with the trade platform? Are they neutral? Do they no longer have a dealing desk? Do they not take the opposite counter trading position? If you have no delays or very little or any delays that you experience with your trading on that platform, you're probably working with an ECN broker. And they're going to feel like it, they're going to smell like it, they're going to look like it. All the symptoms are going to be like an ECN broker. That's how you identify them. But if you're still getting the same tactics, the same symptoms of a market maker, even though they're claiming to be ECN, you're probably dealing with a counterfeit. That's Tips on Trading. This is Steven's story.